Hello, founders. I want to give you a public service announcement on how founders and startups are getting scammed by investors, accelerators, incubators, and programs. And I'm sharing this with you because I want to make sure you do not fall into the trap. I fall into some of these traps before. You must not fall into these traps. You have to avoid it. Buyer beware. This is my warning to you. This is what it looks like. You contact an investor or a program. You contact somebody, an organization, and they say, yeah, absolutely. We can get you investment. We can find you investors. I'm interested in investing in you. But first, you have to do this. Now, if they tell you to fill out a form, well, VCs, programs, they do this all the time. If the form is free, just fill out the form because we're interested. We just want to understand. Maybe your pitch deck didn't make a lot of sense, or maybe they just got an official intake process like Y Combinator, where you apply and it goes into a queue and they have analysts or associates scrub it. Some people do that, and I totally get it. Do that absolutely for sure, because typically what happens is they'll review your introductory email, your screener introductory deck, and they'll say, we want to take the next steps, send it to us in this format, apply, and then you'll be in consideration. And they do that to be efficient because then they can compare apples to apples and orange to oranges. If you get an invitation to do that, do it always. By the time you do like 5 or 6 of them, you're pretty much good at it. You can just cut and paste. You know what to say all the time. You're good. But if they say use this program or do this type of product to be considered, and that product is a service or has some type of promise to it, like we can introduce you to investors, this is the best way to track your investment, do not do it. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Move in the opposite direction because they are being disingenuous. Real investors would not act this way. How do I know? Well, let me give you a little background. My name is Ed Kang. If we have not met before, nice to meet you. If we met before, welcome back to my channel. I'm a 7-time funded founder with 2 exits. Just means I failed a bunch of times. I've learned more from my failures than my successes, and that's to your benefit because I want to help you avoid some of the catastrophic mistakes that I've made. Not to say you're not going to make mistakes, but I'm going to try to make your life easier and reduce the pain that goes into some of these mistakes that I'm going to be talking about right now. I've also been the general partner for a late stage accelerator type fund out of Shanghai, China. I'm the general partner for a venture studio here in North America. I've been on the side of the investor's seat, of the investor table, and I've had to look through pitch decks. I've had to decide where to deploy capital. I've had to talk to other general partners with investment committees. I've had to do all that, and I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, if I am interested in your deal, I'm not going to make you jump through hoops because my process is my product. Let me repeat this. My process is my product because I want to make sure you have the best experience, and I don't want to create more friction to have you potentially go to another investor. If I genuinely like your deal, I'm going to move as quick as possible to evaluate and understand it. I'm not going to go tell you to fill out a bunch of forms, get on this website, create a profile here. It's not going to work because my process is my product. And if I don't give you a good process, well, then you're not going to like me as an investor. It just makes sense, right? But founders fall into this type of scam all the time. I'm not saying that these are terrible people. They've just created a business model, like a business funnel, maybe a marketing channel to get you into their system or whatever product they're trying to sell. Let me give you another example. Not to throw anybody under the bus, but we had a competitor to what I do at startups.com long time ago. Thankfully, they've gone out of business because what they did to me was just right on the verge of an absolute scam, criminal, misleading, predatory. What they would do is they would get someone, and I know this, they would get someone and they would contact a founder and they'd say, my investors are interested in you, or I'm a partner of this firm, we're interested, but we need all our startups to go through this program, and that program costs something like $5,000 to go through. More friction, more problems. It doesn't make sense. Yet so many founders, the number of founders was staggering, that went through this program in hopes that they would meet an investor. On top of which, there was a guarantee. We guarantee you'll meet investors. But that guarantee was laced with so many different clauses and conditions, just like every company does. They say, we have a money back guarantee if you comply with this, if you meet this standard, if you check this box. And they come up with all these excuses and they say, well, according to what you signed, we don't have to give you a refund because of this, this, and this. It makes sense because businesses don't want to spend all this time just giving money back. You don't want all these people coming to the funnel and saying, I get a guarantee, right? And then have to fight them when your product doesn't live up to the expectations. It's not up to snuff. And the user, the customer wants a refund. You have to process all that. That's administrative expense. There are chargeback expenses. It gets ugly So you want to avoid that. So if you're going to make a guarantee, make sure your product is going to work. But if you just hope the founder's going to go away and say, well, I guess I'm not going to fight for the $5,000 that I paid, to me, that's so asinine. Let me be super clear about this. If I ever, here on this channel, Ed Kang, you can hold me to this. If I ever say that I can introduce you to an investor, and I make that promise, and I say only if you join startups.com and start paying the $199 or the $99 or the $29 a month, only if you should question. You should take this video, you should throw it in my face and say, Ed, you are being the scam artist. You're becoming the very thing that you've critiqued in the past. I will ask you to hold me to that, because if I genuinely believe that you need to meet one of the investors that I know, I'm just going to make the introduction. I was on a call the other day with a startup, and I thought the startup was really great. And the startup was telling me, yeah, we are looking at these services, dual investor relations, and they cost this amount of money. And I said to them, well, you know what? I know somebody. I'm just going to introduce you to them. No problem. You don't have to sign up for my program. You don't have to jump through any hoops, because I want you to be successful, because it just makes me look good. That investor is going to thank me later on. Maybe I'll get in on the deal. Maybe it's something that I want to be a part of. If not, I just want to help the ecosystem in general, because my reputation means everything. My process is my product, which leads to my reputation. This is a perfect time to talk about this, because I'm getting in the world of angel investing. I've done a lot of angel investing before, but I'm going to become a YouTube angel investor, and I'm going to use my YouTube money, all the money that I generate from my ad revenue. This is just a big experiment. I don't know how long it's going to go. Maybe I make $1 million off YouTube ad revenue, and I plug in $1 million into startups. But for now, I'm going to take every single dollar. I'm going to be accountable for that. I'm going to show you the metrics, and I'm going to plug that in to startups here on this channel, because I want to show that my gratitude goes beyond just making videos and having you listen to me. I want to be thankful. I want to appreciate, because all of you made this possible. On top of which, I'm going to bring angel investors on. I've been talking about it, and I've got the attention of angel investors saying, this is a really interesting model. Let's talk about it. Those videos are coming. But I want to make sure that I don't leave you vulnerable and open for other people to be opportunistic and jump in on this and say, all right, I can do the exact same thing on YouTube, social media, but you have to use this product. You have to get on this website. You have to become a member here. You have to pay this type of money. It's not a good thing. And if you are experiencing that, contact me. Leave a comment, let me know, and we'll look at these programs together, because I want to make sure my industry, incubators, accelerators, advisors, consultants, we all lift the standard together. We all seek to achieve a higher bar in terms of our reputation, and we're not opportunistic, and we make sure that the startups become the product. Making great startups, investing in great startups, advising great startups is the product, not the founder themselves. Come to this program, take this course. I don't think that's the way it should be. Now, if you're getting value from a course or a community, and there's no promise attached to it, there's no guarantee, then I think that's legitimate. There is time that I spend advising founders, and I should be paid for that if you can afford it. I advise founders all the time. Use this YouTube channel. It's free. You get all my best advice just by watching my videos. But if you're spending time with me and you're preventing me from going and making money somewhere else, there's a cost of opportunity. We need to make a righteous value exchange, and we need to make sure that we do this properly and we have integrity, and you're getting value for what I say I'm going to do. And that means I'm not going to promise results. I'm not going to guarantee it, because it's so hard to do that. And if I do, you should call me on that. So what do we do next? Well, make sure, if you like this type of content, like, comment, subscribe, stick around. I've got more announcements coming. I want to get this one off my chest. You're going to see me do this in the way that I think it should be done. There's going to be an application. It's going to be easy. I'm going to make the friction the lowest amount possible for you to get into the game. And then we're going to go through the process, and I'm going to see if this works. In the meantime, don't fall for scams. Make sure you hold people accountable to what programs, what they're asking you to pay for. Buyer beware. It's kind of crazy out there, especially in this funding environment. Watch some of these other videos that I have on the screen. I would love for you to give me comments. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video.